You're doing okay, little buddy. Hello to all my world travelers, domestic travelers, and how many times can I legally take my dog out for a walk, travelers? So today we are going to start the first video of a series that I'm going to just be very creatively calling First Aid 101. And as you can guess, drum roll please, it is about first aid. I wanted to bring this series to y'all because it's something that I'm very passionate about, being an EMT and being an instructor for bleeding control. I'm very passionate about people knowing how to take care of themselves and take care of others. So I want to bring this to you guys. I want to try to educate you and teach you some other tips and tricks about how to take care of certain things that might come about in some of your adventuring. I do want to give a little disclaimer. I am in no way a certified instructor other than bleeding control. So anything that comes from me should not be the end-all be-all, should not be your medical Bible. You are not a healthcare or medical professional after watching these videos. These are simply techniques and tactics you can use if ever something comes about in your own adventures that you can use to help yourself or help others. So with that being said, we're just going to jump right into this first video, which is what's in your first aid kit? For this first video, I'm just going to be going through what you might see in your first aid kits and kind of the basic uses for each of the things in there, and just kind of explaining what you'll see when you open these med kits. I have two different kinds. This is going to be more of the family kind, or the kind that you keep in your car. This one is a lightweight, watertight, one-person, multi-use activity type of med kit. So this I just use for myself when I go hiking, but if there's going to be more than me or more than a few days, I'll use this family kit. So leave comments down below. Let me know whether you'd want a more detailed explanation of first aid, when to apply them, how to apply them, when to use these, when not to use these things, different things like that. Let's take a dive into this good old family pack. Alright, so the first thing I want to start off with is these are things that I always keep in my medical kits. Any copies of insurance, trip insurance that I have with me. And then I bring index cards, and on these index cards I actually put the names and date of birth of everyone that's going to be hiking or traveling with me. And then I also have an emergency contact number. I have any medications that that person is taking, any past medical history that's pertinent, like heart conditions, lung conditions, any past surgeries or anything like that. And then any allergies. This is really important if any sort of emergency comes up and that person needs medical attention. I have all the information down on an index card, and I can just hand it to the medical personnel that might be taking care of that person. To me, that's the most important thing to have in this medical kit, to be honest. I've laid out my medical kit. Mine's going to look a little bit different because I work as an EMT, so I have some sort of medical knowledge. Not the most, not the least, so I kind of add things here and there. All the medications, ointments, creams, different things like that, I actually ended up putting them in a plastic bag so that it's waterproof, and that I can just easily dig in this bag for whatever medication I might be looking for. In this whole side, they have all sorts of bandages, gauze, we have the gauze roll, I have the tape, any sort of bandaging. They have all sorts of sizes. This is what you're going to be using the most in your medical kits. The good news is that any outdoor retail store will have these small packets that you can get to replenish the stock that you've been using, and this bag is specifically Band-Aids of all shapes and sizes, so that you can just keep using your Band-Aids and keep restocking them. They even have bags for medication, different topical creams, stuff like that. These are anywhere from say $4 to $8 that you can use just to restock. Down here, this one actually has a little flip-out pouch that gives you information as far as wound care, burn, blisters, survival instructions, and then this card is bleeding and CPR. So it kind of gives you very general tips and tricks. On this side is the Band-Aids for any blisters, the cushions, stuff like that, moleskin, which is good if you're on longer hikes and you develop blisters over those hikes. Those are always good to have. This is just an extra bag that has the biohazard little tag in it. And it also gives you antiseptic towels, which is to clean so that infections don't happen. These are for if anything gets bloodied or soiled in any sort of way, you can just put it in this bag and it won't contaminate everything else. Dispose of these things the right way in a biohazard. Safety pins and tweezers, things like that, to just help with any blisters, splinters, things like that. This is something that I added to my kit. This is called Technu, and it's a skin cleanser. It's kind of like a soap, and what you do is you basically pour it out and you rub it on your hands, any part of the body that you think may have been exposed to poison oak, poison ivy, or poison sumac. And this can be used on skins, your pets, your clothes, tools, different stuff like that. Use it within 8 hours. Or you can use it as soon as the rash appears, and it just kind of helps with that. As someone who grew up playing in woods, I got poison ivy a lot, and I wish this was around back then because, boy, my mama was tired of dealing with my rashy poison self. This is going to be the cold compress. I'm sure we've all seen these. These are the ones where you just break the air seal that's in there, you shake it a little bit, and then it'll become cold, and then you can apply that. Make sure you don't apply these directly to skin. It's the best practice to just wrap them in something, a t-shirt, a towel, a bandana, something like that, so you're not applying cold directly to skin. This is something that I just added. You'll see these a lot now in outdoor stores. This is called the clotting sponge, made by Quick Clot. And basically all this is, it's a type of gauze pack, if you will, that basically helps coagulate your blood or create clots in your blood. It reacts specifically to your blood, essentially, and helps stop the bleeding. So this is just an added bonus for me. So that is what I have in my first aid kit. Let me know what you have in yours. Drop down in the comments below. Let me know what kind of medical kits you guys like, what you've been using, any tips and tricks that you have learned along the way. Let me know if you liked this video, if you liked some of the information that I gave through this video. And again, if you want to hear more in-depth uses for some of the stuff that you have in your first aid kit. As always, you can follow me on Instagram. I post plenty of stuff there. You can always ask me questions over on Instagram, as well as in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to chat with you. And as always, may curiosity forever be your guide.